Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending our Infrastructure Services Committee meeting on the 14th of May, 12:32 p.m. This meeting will be audio recorded and those in attendance should refrain from making any defamatory statements. There are to be no other recordings of this meeting without the prior authorisation of the committee. Do we have any applications for attending meeting via video?
Neil, Mr. Chair.
Neil, any apologies?
Yes, we have one apology from Mayor Collison.
Move and a seconder, please. Move Councillor Clout, seconded Councillor McPhee. All those in favour, please say aye. As against, I think the ayes have it. Disclosure of interest.
Nil received, Mr.
Nil
Chair.
received. Are there any public participation?
There's no public participation registered.
Thank you. We'll move on to the business items. ISC 05.1 Works Program on page 3. Graham, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I assume the report to be read. This month, I don't have anything that I wish to note as exceptional in the report, so I'm happy to take questions if necessary.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments? Neil, how are we progressing with the overflow of Mary War pipeline?
Through you, Mr. Chair. We're in the compulsory acquisition process.
I see. Right.
And we have taken the survey, and we are now just sorting that out from a legal perspective before we're making that application. So it is progressing. The EPA is aware that we are being delayed by that process.
Right.
And we are still in the compulsory acquisition phase.
Okay. Thank you.
We imagine it's going to be another 12 months at least.
So you just say about 12 months from now?
At least 12 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, in other words, to build a pipeline, etc., and bring it up to standard, how long will that take?
The pipeline build is only probably a month.
Yeah.
But it's the compulsory acquisition process that's going to take the majority of that time.
Okay. All right. Well, that's how it is. It's how it's got to be. But thank you very much. Are there any other further questions or comments? There being none, mover and a seconder, please. Move Councillor Clout, second Councillor McPhee. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. Thank you. We turn over now to page 7, Works Program Infrastructure Services. Delivery. Rag, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I assume that we've all read the report. I'll just give you some quick highlights in regards to the KPIs. We've achieved the monthly KPIs. We're still catching up on the maintenance KPIs, which is a bit short. And in terms of the works activities, you would have noted that we have included a fourth attachment from this month onwards, which is the resealing program, which wasn't there in the attachments before, but we thought it'd be a good idea. Our resealing program for the year is completed and our heavy patching program for the year is completed. I think we've done around $2.2 million worth of heavy patching. And we've done around $1.5 million worth of reseals. There's some sections which needs to be line marked, which we will do, but coming down to the page 7 and 8, the flood works side of things. So we are progressing with the flood works damage remediation for the event 987, which happened in November 2021. We are about to claim 250 grand for the immediate works and around $1.1 million for the EPAR. And for the other events, we are looking at claiming around $1.89 million and $1.2 million for the last event we had. In terms of betterment, the 987 design and construction package, we have completed the concept designs. We've achieved milestones 1 and 2, which is the approval from the council on the concept designs. So we will go forward with construction once transports approve that. And in regards to the landslip in the Barrington Tops Forest Road, it's currently sitting with transport. We haven't had much progress in it in the last 5 months. We've been pushing it through. I think there's some final considerations from transport, and hopefully they'll be approving it in June, is what we have heard. Coming down to the other repair programs, we have received around $7.6 million altogether in the RERRF program, which we have, spent nearly half the money already. So we'll be pushing through with the program. And the stormwater and pipes, that's again currently sitting with Transport for New South Wales. We have made our submissions and provided all the information they've sought, and hopefully they'll process it within the next month or two. So otherwise, I'm happy to take any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Rag. I just draw the councillors' attention to the reseal program, and I'm not sure it's on the big program here, but they're completed, which is something that's been really pleasing to see. One thing I do have to ask for, Vinegaroy Road down the last kilometre, is that on the Depop or the program that could be attended to?
So is that for the heavy patching program?
It would be, well, it really wants heavy patching program.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yeah.
we
Yes,
haven't-
go on.
Yes, through you, Ron. We haven't finalized the heavy patching program for the next financial year. That's something we can, inspect and consider for the program. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I might add that as I'd mentioned this probably 12 months ago or even further, there was just massive potholes, and of course it was raining every day. And so it was really, really bad. But anyway, I travelled that road a week ago and noted that most of the potholes had been filled. However, it's potholes on potholes being filled. It would be good if it could be upgraded. So if it's can be thought about then, yes, okay. All right, do we? We've had a look at the program. Are we happy with where we're going? You say that we program that we've got to upgrade and grading the road. You said we're pretty well right up to stage. I've just been noticing it's pretty pleasing to see that Bobbyella Creek Bridge, which is out again in Maryborough there, that's been done, and I think says the soil guardrails on the approaches. But anyway, it's very good, and also it's a 2-lane. Okay, mover and a seconder then, please.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'd like to comment.
Yes, indeed.
Just to you, Rag, just some questions. We often have on our dirt roads, we have patches that have been tarred, and often they may be overlooked because they're not part of a resheeting program. Are they actually in? Because I can only speak for the roads I travel on, but Waverley Road, there are some kind of gravel road, but you also have tarred roads on some difficult bends. Are they also included in the resheeting program?
So through your chair, so yes, you're right. So when we look at those assets that we have on our asset system, we would have capitalized these sealed sections. So that is something we will consider when we do the program. And depending if there is something which is serious damage which needs to be looked at immediately, we're happy to inspect it and do some remedial works to get it to a safe spot. However, when it comes down to the program, we've got around 900 kilometers of sealed roads, and based on the budget, we can only do so much. However, there is going to be priorities which we will program and which we will put forward in the next year's program. Yep.
Just through you, Mr. Chair, and further to Councillor McPhee's questions, on some of our gravel road network, we do have sealed sections, which are either for dust control, which are being privately paid for by the residents, and or sealed sections leading to gates and grids. Now, normally the gates and grids are the responsibility of the property owner for a distance of, is it 20 or 30 metres? 30 metres. So if they're the sort of sections you're talking about, we would still expect that the property owner would maintain those the approaches to the grids.
That was actually next part of my question, because I do know that some of these were privately paid for. Do we have to upkeep them and maintain them, or is that up to not the grids? I realise that. So, and also the lead into that is if we have grids on these roads which are actually quite dangerous, does council address that directly with the landowner, or how does that go?
I'd have to check the policy. My recollection of the policy is that the property owner is responsible for that 30-metre approach to the grid. So if there was an issue with the condition of the road, we would approach them and tell them that we're concerned about it and that repair it. Same with the grid. If the grid was not in a repairable state or was dangerous, we would advise them to repair it.
So just adding on to that, through your chair, the grids and the approaches to the grids, including the signage and everything, there is a standard for gates and for grids, and in the grids registration, we would have actually given that condition that the property owner is responsible to maintain grid to a standard. That is something, if there is anything which is dangerous, we can certainly inspect it, and we can send our compliance officer to look at it and send them the notice if that's the case. Yeah.
I have a further question on that, Raj. Most of the ramps that are in, unless they've been put in the last probably 10 years, are all perhaps 3.2 metres or something wide. They're not the standard that is put in now. At what condition have those ramps got to be in before that the council said, well, you've got to replace them?
So again, coming back to the standards, the standards have evolved over time. When, let's say, they would have registered that ramp 30 years ago, sometimes they would have registered, sometimes they might not have registered. It depends on the scenario. But if they have registered and if it's compliant to those standards, that is still fine. However, when we look at upgrading that's when they have to be compliant to the new standards. So like I said, we could inspect that and we could then decide based on what's the requirement to upgrade that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, do we have any further questions? Yes. Questions or comments? Okay. Right, you'll move, and Councillor Cloud will second. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. Turn over with me now to page 21, ISC 5.3, Strategic and Capital Works Update. Do we all have a copy of this? Now, I realise that it goes through another way, but I'm quite keen to just keep that. It just is written so that we can all have a look. And our general manager does not have one.
No, can I have a copy, please? Thank you.
Good on you. Okay. Okay. Are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, look, let's just turn over. I think it's very important that they're individualised and we can just ask questions on there. So looking at line item number 1 to 43, for those who've only just got copies. Done that sort of nice. Are there any questions or comments on those ones? If not, we will turn the page to line item 44 to 86. I have a question on line item 75, the Horse Interpretive Centre. This has been going around for a while. Any upgrade or whether this was going to continue or whether it was just an idea?
No, Mr. Chair, we have grant funding for it.
We do?
Yeah, no, we do. We've been attempting to get Racing New South Wales to partner with us, but we've been unsuccessful to get them to respond. So an EOI is actually going out today. It closes on the 6th of June. We would have liked to have gone out with a partner, but having not had any response, we'll go out ourselves. The EOI will call for a consultant to develop a business case and a concept plan for the interpretive centre. It will not be enough. The money we have is $320,000, so it won't be enough to actually build anything, but it may be enough to do the business case and develop some drawings and detailed designs.
Yeah, okay, I think that it was flagged a number of years ago, and so I think that's the best chance, at least to have the thing designed and know what we would like to have there. So, okay, happy with that. Any further questions on that page, item 44 to 86? We turn over to page line items 87 to 129. I've got a couple there. It's been discussed even before the line item 95 Merriwa transfer station. Is there any chance of that staying at the existing area instead of moving? Where are we up to with that?
We'll take it on notice.
Okay.
Mr. Pringle's not here. It'll be up to him. We are looking at some of the other transfer stations maybe being redesigned to
Yes.
remain on the current site rather than changing locations. So I'll get Mr. Pringle to
Okay,
provide
thank you for that.
response.
And line item 11313 Venica Street lighting. I think we're thinking if it's going to be done before the end of the year. Is that still on track?
So that's
End
right,
of the
Mr. Chair.
Financial year. sorry.
Yes, that's correct. So with the Venica Street lighting, we have already awarded the contract and the contractor's getting some OSCRIT approvals. There's a couple of minor things that need to be done. One is to relocate the survey marker, which is around that area, and the other one's to move some of the utilities to put in the poles. So once that's done, there's already been community consultation that's happened, and the OSCRIT approvals come through. So we're looking at having a day without power and probably doing the works with the minimal disruptions, I think around the weekend or at night time. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
That's really good. Thank you. A further question on line item 120 gravel exploration. I know there's a lot more funds allocated. How are we going with that? Have we been successful in finding some suitable gravel pits?
So through your chair, so this gravel exploration money is also, inclusive of the quarry management that we do, as well as some of the, materials we take out of the quarry, and also for any environmental or development application study for the quarries. That's why you can see it's more than what it is, because we are looking at formalizing, a quarry, and also, seeking other agreements with other property owners close to the project sites for different quarries. So that's why this cost is actually gone up.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll turn, any further questions on that page? I'd like to turn over to line items 130 and 172. 136, community halls revitalisation. This, my understanding, it's an ongoing program that identifies particular halls, because they're all halls that are good. However, they all need repair and upgrade. So where are we up to with that now? Which halls are we looking at?
Mr. Chair, this is essentially an allocation to our budget. So if anything happens, like a roof requires urgent repair or a hot water service fails and we need to replace it, we have funds available to do it. So we don't have a program of going out and just doing work to spend the money just for the sake of spending it. We wait until there's an actual need for it. If we were going to do proper rehabilitation of our halls, we'd need a much more significant fund than the $30,000 that's allocated.
I'm sure that's right too. And only paint the front door. Okay, yeah. And line item 161, Merriwa Showground upgrade. How are we going with that? With that funding, I thought we'd either got that or more. Has that been?
So
Any more to go on out there?
sure. So with the Merriwa Showground upgrade, we have put in for funding. We haven't got the outcome of the funding
I
yet.
see,
It's been
right.
budgeted in though. However, in the meantime, we have actually worked with the subcommittee. We have received quotes for the surface works preparation, and we do have a plan ready to go ahead once the funding comes through.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's great. That's great. All right. Any further questions on that page? We'll turn over then to line item 173 to 215. The footpath Merriwa extension. I notice it's going round what's that road, Vinegar Street and the other one there on the corner. How are we going with that? Do we have, that'll be done, but is there guardrail can go in there?
Sure, that's a good question, Mr. Chair. So with regards to what's currently happening now, we are completing the missing links,
Yes.
which is around the church corner, and we also did some curb and gutter and footpath works in front of the Bowls Club there.
Yes.
Now, with regards to the other works that is still required, we need to kind of climb the sealed section in our budget. And we are actually undertaking a road safety audit to understand what would be the safety requirements, because the barricades or the curb or the safety barriers that was requested was not in the design. So if that's a real requirement, the road safety audit will outline that, and we will do the works accordingly.
Okay,
Yeah.
and will that include the tarred section in Blaxland Street?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. Anything further? McCartney Street, that's it. Anything further on that page? Turn over the page to line item 216 to 258. Line item 242, Comiella Road rehabilitation. Has that been completed?
That's correct. It's been completed.
Been completed,
Yes.
okay, all right. And 254 Gummin Lane, Merrywall. I think I talked to you about that. How's it going? Is it designed? Because there's a fair bit of work to do there, I think. And okay, so it will be done within the next budget. Next year.
Yes, that's the plan. I
That's
can
the
give a
plan.
bit more information on that. So we've got the designs, we got the costings and everything ready, so it fits well within the budget.
Right.
Our works team in Merriwa are actually scheduling the works right now.
Okay,
And the idea is to get it complete by the end of next month.
excellent, excellent. Okay, any further questions? We'll turn over the page and line item 259 to 301.
Through you, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Can I just have some clarity on 268? So Aberdeen Public School Graham Street upgrade, is that planned for the next financial year? It's in there, but there's no money allocated.
So that looks like, through the chair, that looks like that's the Roads to Recovery funding, which is the block grant funding we received. I might have to take that into notice and check whether it's included in the next year's program. I'll get back to you on that.
okay. Line item 259, the Klingler Road rehabilitation. Is there further works to take place down there, or is that just to reseal that section that was tar sealed?
So the through your chair, the actuals that we spent was grant funded.
Yes.
I think around 250,000 was grant funded. We did put in a bit more money to get it all sealed. I think that was to seal the 950-meter section in the end of Klingle Road, and that's completed now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions on that page? If not, we'll turn over to line item. I turn over the page to line item 302 to 344. Graham, that 333, the effluent upgrade, that is funded, isn't it? To do that pipeline when it comes through and it's legally done, correct?
That will be that's not grant funded. That will be funded through the
Yeah.
sewer reserve.
That's right, yeah, okay, thank you. All right, let's turn over no further questions on that page. Turn over the page to 345 to 359. Any further questions on that? I guess we did deal a lot of this within the previous section, so I don't think there's anything further to add to that.
Just through you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
I'd just like to thank everybody involved. It just seems like we're getting a lot of momentum for a lot of these big projects, and I'd just like to thank the staff. If you could pass that on to everyone. Thank you.
Hear, hear. Yes, indeed. It is good too, and I think it's a credit to them all. Okay, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved councillor McPhee, seconded councillor Clout. All those in favour, please say aye. I think the ayes have it. Okay, turn over the page to page 38, ISC 5.4 MR 358 Willow Tree Road upgrade.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
I've provided a summary of works in progress and upcoming activities on page 39, which is the second page of the report. Just in summary, works in progress of all the management plans have been submitted and they're all complete and approved. Purchase of gabion cages, shotcrete, saw anchors, saw nails, rock full mesh, all complete, a big part of the contract. There is a plan on the following page, a photograph indicating that sections 1, 2, 3 and 4. So sections 2, 3, 4, catch drain excavation 90% complete, which is great, which is all keeping the water outside the work site. Section 3 and 4 uphill batter excavation continuing, excuse me. And section 2 is commenced. Section 4 up to 2 gabion walls commenced. So there's some photographs attached to the report just indicating where we're up to, like the earthworks, the excavation down to gabion depth, gabion wall construction, which is still manual, 4 or 5 guys packing rocks all day for the next 6 months. And there's some diagrams there showing the extent of works across the mountain itself, taken by our local communications team, so it's quite good. Those work has progress has been slowed over the last month due to the wet conditions, and we had some design issues with the rockfall netting anchors. So that'll be picked, if it stays dry, it'd be great. If it gets wet, we lose a day every now and again. Yeah. Upcoming activities, which is the next month or two, we'll continue or complete the drainage works. We'll commence the progressing of the rock basalt for the gabion wall construction. We'll continue the uphill battle wall excavation, stockpile management, completion of section 4 rock mesh batter protection work, which will be a great part of the job. Completion of section 4 gabion walls, which is the top section. Completion of section 3 upslope batter excavations, and commence section 3 gabion walls, which is the big slip, which is probably 150 metre gabion wall, 8 metres high, 8 metres wide. So we'll get that out of the way, it'd be great. So that's what we're up to at the moment. We do expect a bit of a delay notice regarding wet weather, and that's under consideration at the moment, but we have a meeting tomorrow, a worksite meeting. So we'll have our monthly meeting tomorrow. We'll know more after that date.
Thank you.
All going well at this stage.
Do we have any questions or comments? Other than to say, I guess, please, councillor.
Just through you, Mr. Chair, just looks like there's some good progress and we're all relieved that it's on its way. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Mr. Chair, we'll attempt to set up another inspection again. Every time we've tried, it's been unfortunately, the weather's been against us, but we will attempt to do that again.
yeah, it's something again, and I think all we can just say is just thank you very much too for the way those who have put their work into it, and also the Shire now in their role. So it's, yeah, I think it's just great. All right, any further questions or comments? Do we have a mover and a seconder? Moved councillor Clout, seconded councillor McPhee. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. We'd like to turn over to page 44, please. ISC 5.5, Local Roads Initial Seal Project Update. Chris, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's been some good progress made in the last month again on Moonambrook Road. There has been some delays caused by the wet weather, but that's pretty much been everywhere throughout the Shire for the last month. But some good progress on Moonambrook Road. They're pushing through, shaping the road up pretty much to the bridge now. They've finished the cutting. They were installing dish drain last week through the cutting. And then, yeah, they'll be starting to bring in some more pavement material and complete that road up to the bridge and just past the bridge, just past the driveway to the entrance to the cottage. Barrington Tops Forest Road. We've completed the dish drain for about the first 1.4 kilometres there. It's not dish drain the whole way, but we're up to that chainage. We've stepped off the earthworks on that road while we've been focusing down on Moonembrook Road. So we're going to have to now refocus our energies up on Barrington Forest Road to get progress on it. And Hunter Road's still on hold until we get enough work done on the other jobs that we can then put some resources over onto that. Are there any questions?
Any questions or comments, please? Once again, I think we all are very happy and to see the progress that's being made, as Councillor McPhee said earlier. These things are happening and it's just great to see. And I suggest also that there is an air of enthusiasm with everyone to see these projects through, and it's just great. Okay, we're going to move in a seconder, haven't we? Mover and a seconder. Moved, Councillor Clout, second, Councillor McPhee. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. Okay, let's turn the page then to page 50, ISC 5.6. Raj, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I take that everyone's read the report, just giving some high-level summary on what's happened. For this month, the bulk of the work this month has been on the east side of Kelly Street. Good progress was made on the footpath in Block 2, which is currently 30% complete. The new street lights in Block 2 were actually energized and they're working now. And there's been Block 2 St. Albans Park lights have also been connected. There is Block 1 East works that is currently happening, including, the drainage works, curb installation, and commissioning the new 150 mil water main. The other tasks, that are upcoming would be the construction of the Liverpool Street drainage, which is starting, next week. That'll probably go on for a few days. And we are aiming to have the footpath complete in Block 2 by the end of this month. And I've also got some photos added there for the progress of work. So I'm happy to take any other questions.
Indeed. Any further questions?
Just a comment about how good it is and how it's coming along really quickly. Like, I think it felt like it was going to drag for a long time, and I'm sure it has for some businesses, but seeing the progress here, it's definitely flying along. So good job.
Yeah, here. Yes, indeed. All right, move in a seconder, please. Move Councillor McPhee, seconded Councillor Clout. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. We'd like to turn over to page 56, ISC 5.7. Scone Tennis Club lighting upgrades. Raj, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I take that everyone would have read the report. So just to give a background on this, Scone Tennis Association has secured $1.4 million through the state government grant for building a multi-sport community facility. Now, what's been brought to our attention since the grant's been approved is there's been 2 Ausgrid connections to the that same block, one for the Scone Rugby and the other one for the Scone Tennis Association. The new Ausgrid compliance requirements is there can only be 1 connection per lot. So that means that the tennis association's power supply has been disconnected and it will not be connected again. That's why we are putting this report to get the endorsement from Infrastructure Services to use our funds from the Section 94A contributions to upgrade the switchboard, which could then cater for both the Scone Tennis Association as well as the Scone Rugby. And that will also cater for the future upgrades that will happen in both these facilities.
Thank you. Do we have any comments or questions? I read the report and I thought, goodness me, what are we putting all this money in? But it's really business sense to do it now. It just sort of makes so much sense. I know it's costing us money. However, the end result is, as Raj has said, that It can't be connected, it has to be done, so I'm very happy for us to support this. So I have a mover and a seconder, please. Move councillor McPhee, second councillor Clout. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. And that completes our Infrastructure Services Committee. Today, finishing at 1:07. Thank you very much for everyone's comments and support. Thank you. Well done.